Hi, happy May the 4th to all my fellow force wielding friends. Well, technically it's not till tomorrow, but all the sales have kind of started today. I don't know if everybody noticed, but Electrum Sabercrafts is running a $30 off sale on select hilts. So that's kind of cool. So if there's anything you've been holding off on, now's the time to pull the trigger. And quite a few of the higher end saber companies like Vader's Vault and LDM Sabers, and I'm sure many others are going to be running. They're running ready to ship sales. Uh, I don't exactly know when those are kicking off, but when they do, especially Vader's Vault, those are going to go quick, so you will have to be fast. And of course, Ultra Sabers is running their 15% off sale until the 4th. And they're currently offering the Manticore on sale as well. So it's gonna be a good time to get a Manticore. My Manticore actually had a bit of a burnout. The board sozzled itself, even though the batteries were incorrectly. So that's going to be going off the Blue Force Saber for some customization and a Versal board. So eventually, when that happens, that'll be pretty cool. But the one May the 4th sale that kind of caught my eye, uh, it showed up on my YouTube feed, was Sabermach has produced a budget NeoPixel saber called the Templar. And they're offering some ready to ship variants of that, and I couldn't resist that. So it's sort of a Revan style saber, and I really like the looks of that, and I figured I'd give that one a try. So I've ordered one of those, and hopefully, being ready to ship, maybe I'll receive that next week if possible. And yeah, so I was going to be reviewing my Ultimate Works RVS today, but I'm kind of more in the mood to talk about the Makaze, and I'm going to try very hard to say Makaze rather than how I usually pronounce it. Anyway, so this is a saber from Sabermach, and when you receive it, you get a package that consists of their card and instructions, a recharge cable, and somewhere in here, there it is. There's a hex wrench. So everything that you need for your saber is right here. So that's kind of cool. And as far as the saber goes, one of the things, the accessory that it comes with is kind of a scabbard, sheath, saya, what have you. And as far as accessories go, this one's actually a pretty cool accessory. It's got a shoulder strap that's adjustable. It has a little adjustable thing you do, and it snaps into place, and the saber really fits in here perfectly. And yeah, as far as accessories go, this one's pretty cool. It's pretty decent quality, for a free accessory. And let's extract the Makaze, which is not easy to do with one hand. There we go. Okay, let's use my elbow to get that. There we go. All right. So, off you pop. So here's the Makaze. And let's just focus on the hilt for now. And it is very round and will roll off my table. There's the Sabermach logo. Sabermach logo. Fairly decent sounding hilt. You'll notice that there's threading in there, if I can get it. You can get a coupler, and if you get a second Makaze, you can make a saber staff out of this. Who knows? Maybe that's something I'll do someday. The saber has a really good finish. The aluminum is polished, and you can see the parts that they anodized. Mine came with a little bit of a blemish there. That's free custom weathering, and I didn't have to pay for that. The handle is exceptionally comfortable. Now this is a rather small hilt. I would call this kind of a Shoto size hilt. It's not really two-handed. You can wield this thing two-handed, but it's more geared towards one-handed. Holy crap! I don't know if you heard that, but I've got a critter up in my ceiling, and it sounded like a wildebeest. That's kind of terrifying. It's been an interesting day. All right, so back to the saber. Holy crap! I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, handle's really nice, anodized, very good quality finish, very comfortable. There's nothing sharp, nothing untoo forward. It's very comfortable, as I said. And here's the switch section. It's backlit, and this has a lithium-ion 18650 battery. And when you charge it, the backlit switch will pulse. And as the saber charges, the pulsing, when you first start charging it, if the battery's really low, it'll start pulsing really rapidly. And as it gets more charged and more charged, it pulses slower until this essentially turns solid. The one annoying thing is that when you're charging it, if you don't have a nice connection between the charge cable and whatever device you've plugged it in, the saber makes kind of an annoying chiming sound, which won't go away until you get that squared away. But anyway, the switch is recessed, which I really appreciate. Unlike the Blackburn, where the switch kind of rides up a little bit and you're accidentally clicking it all the time, I don't really have too many issues with this particular switch. As far as the electronics go, it's kind of standard fare. You've got your 3 fonts, and the all of the functions are predicated by pulses, 1 second pulses. The saber has a kind of a little motor that vibrates and lets you know how many pulses you've engaged, and I'll go over that later in the video. One of the unique features of the saber, which is an option, is you can get this Suba. I opted for the Suba, as you can see. But if you don't like a Suba, you can order it without one. A nice angled emitter with a cutaway. And I think this has a 32-inch blade. I had ordered a blade as a replacement for the blade that came with this saber, but the blade I received, it came from the custom saber shop. It was a trans-white blade. Wasn't diffused. Now, I had ordered a 7/8 inch, which is what this format is. And this is, I believe, I don't know if I just said that, but it's a 32-inch blade. And I also ordered a 1-inch. And the 1-inch blade was also not diffused. And then I looked at the order and I basically verified, yes, they don't come with diffusing film. So I put a diffusing film into the 1-inch one and put that on my my Graphics CE. And I'm not really too fond of the performance of that blade. So as it turns out, this is not a bad quality blade. This is more trans-white than the trans-white blade that I received. And this does have a diffusing film. So I decided to just kind of stick with this blade. It performs well. They usually have a little wrap on the tip to keep the tip from flying off during dueling. I removed that because I don't really like the look of that. And so that was easy enough to deal with. So you've got your blade retention screw here. I don't really remember what the blade depth is, but the LED retention screws here, so I have to figure it goes about to maybe here at the very least. So you have about maybe a couple inches of blade depth, not including this part of the the angled emitter. So yeah. As far as turning this saber on, it is a matter of holding this for 1 second. It's a fairly responsive accelerometer on the board. For this type of board, you really can't expect too much, but this actually performs really well. Has a white flash on clash. If you hold down the button for 2 seconds, you get lockup. Hold it down for another 2 seconds to turn off lockup. To get blaster block, it's just one press. The blaster block is tied in with the shimmer of the blade. So every time you hit blaster block, you're changing the flicker rate. So I don't really use blaster block. Yeah. To turn the saber off, you have to hold this for 5 seconds. So turning the saber off is the, well, that's the one thing that takes the longest time. For font changes, while the saber is off, you hold it for 2 seconds.
1.
And then you hear a prompt. If you hold it for 4 seconds and you don't hold it for the requisite 5 seconds to turn the saber off, it changes the volume of the saber. So as long as we're doing that, so that's medium volume, high volume, low, medium, high, and off. So font number 2.
2.
A little bit bass here, a little bit more dark side. Oops, that happens sometimes. And the third font.
3.
Okay. It's not in the mood.
One. Two.
Yeah, so that gives you a sense of what the fonts sound like. Let's see. As far as mute goes, I think it's 3 seconds. And then you get a buzzing sound, and then you're muted. And then another 3 seconds. And there you go. Now you get your sound again. And for color changing, it's holding the button while the saber's on for 3 seconds. So you get green, pale blue, guardian blue, kind of a pinkish color, and a pale green, white, fuchsia, or pink, what have you. Very pale pink, and red, amber or orange, and back to yellow. For some reason, with sabers with Subas, I prefer yellow. So it's a pretty common soundboard that you find with a lot of sabers from the Asian market. But on this saber, it works very well. And with couple that with the finishing on the hilt, it's a very good value. This has become one of my favorite of my lower budget sabers. And I think it's probably one of the most refined sabers that you can get at this price point. And I haven't had any issues so far with the electronics. But with care, I think this saber could last quite a while. As far as dueling goes, I would imagine it'd be a fairly competent dueler. It seems to be I think this is kind of a medium blade, so medium to light dueling would probably be okay. It's lightweight, decently balanced, very good finish. As I said, there's nothing sharp, nothing too obtrusive. The switch is relatively out of the way, so misfires are few and far between, although they do happen occasionally. But that's because of my heavy-handed style. And yeah, there you have it. The Sabermach Makaze. So this is my second Sabermach saber, with a third on the way. So I have a Templar on the way. So that'll be my first experience with Sabermach's newest NeoPixel board for the budget constrained saber enthusiast. And this saber is relatively inexpensive itself. So I think it's a really good value for the price. And I'll put a link on the video so you can take a look at it yourself and possibly order one. I think they're currently available, even though all the hardships with COVID-19, everything that's been hindering Sabermach from being able to produce sabers due to lockdowns and whatnot. I think this one's still available. There's certain sabers on their website that aren't currently available. One of the ones that I do intend on purchasing in the future, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, is the Spectre, which is pretty much just straight up. I think it's the most accurate cane and Jarrah saber that you can currently purchase on the market. And yeah, so Sabermach is turning into one of my favorite companies. And there you go. So that's my review for the Makaze. And hope you enjoyed the video. And please subscribe and comment. Keep it nice. I received a comment that was deleted that was rather offensive today, kind of bummed me out a bit. But for the most part, everyone's really cool. So I have no issues answering your comments. So like or dislike the video, whatever your preference, and hope everyone has a very wonderful May the 4th tomorrow. I'm hoping to unbox an Archon 3.1 and do a review of my Ultimate Works RVS. So you have that to look forward to tomorrow. Won't that be nice? Yay! Anyway, hope everyone has a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you next time. Take care now. Bye.